Hello everybody, it's Salty the Hyena here. Just gonna change my name to indicate that I'm live. I'm gonna do a completely unplanned and unscheduled stream. Just to celebrate that the queue is back to normal. And hopefully I'll find people to fight. I'm gonna grind easy. As you can see, that's sorely needed. And yeah, we are basically just jumping in queue and gonna see what happens. That's not very promising. Yeah. I did a little bit of recon just a few minutes before I planned this stream, or decided that I was gonna do the stream. And then it seemed like there was at least a handful of people playing, and yeah. I haven't streamed in a bit, and I enjoy streaming, so why not? Yeah, hang on a second, I have some cables twisted around here. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. Completely unprofessional of me, I know. But I had my headphones, or the wires to my headphones, they were stuck on something. As usual, I'm streaming in, as far as I know, I should be streaming in 1080p, 60 FPS. That to do that, you kind of need to hook your iPad up to your computer through a cable. And cables have a tendency to get stuck on things. Let's see who's here. Pretty sparsely populated, yeah. So we're not gonna drop our face melting Nelly. We're just gonna jump in this guy. And it seems like the red only has a single humans. The reds have a single human. That's yeah. At least I can yak while I play. You guys are doomed to listen. You're poor guys. Yeah. So I'm currently working on this Ravager build. He's a funny guy. He has sprint capacitors. So of course that limits his top sprinting speed, and he only wears light armor, so he's not tough at all. But being able to sprint a lot is really nice. Makes it possible to jump out, empty your clip, and always have a sprint ready to get back in cover. Ooh, I need to retreat. For a bit at least. Oh. Seems like I have a small bit of lag. I don't know. Wait, what? My bot responds a little bit slow to my controller's input. I don't know, man. Yeah. Where was I? I forgot what I was saying. So the Ravager used to be my favorite build, and I still haven't been able to build a Ravager that I'm really satisfied with. But I'm getting there. Well, of course, I have a heavy Ravager and it performs really well. But the heavy Ravager, even though it is a beast, doesn't have that quick mobility that the first or the light Ravager from the last iteration of the game had. So that's kind of what I'm trying to recreate or build, or I don't know how you said it, but yeah, I feel like there should be a build with sprint capacitors that does all right or decently. Anyway, if the sound levels are off, if like the music is too loud or game sounds are too not loud enough, or if you can't hear me yakking, please let me know. Well, of course, if you can't hear me yakking, you're not gonna be able to hear that. I want you to let me know either. So that's interesting. Maybe I'm just sitting here and yakking to myself, like some kind of weirdo. But of course, like imaginary internet people makes this a completely normal thing to do. Ooh, I didn't manage to take his Inquisitor. If that gets online before I can... Yeah, I should be good. So, the Mangler Nelly. It's pretty amazing. Its damage is completely insane. But to get it as mobile as this one is, you have to forego a lot of armor. And for those of you who know me, I have always preferred mobility over armor. And that's what I'm trying to do with this light Mangler Nelly as well. If you're new to the stream or just wondering, most of my stuff is T3. I think, yeah, all my bots, especially in this build, is T3. And so are my weapons, but I think like I will have some modules or something like enhancements that are T2. Oh, I didn't... Oh, he almost killed me there. As you can see, this is a really light bot that can't take punishment at all. So I'm completely relying on speed and stealth and its awesome damage capabilities to survive. But once you get to that point where you can take out an Inquisitor in a clip, you're pretty well positioned. So of course, if someone gets the drop on me, then this bot is toast. Oh, yeah, as I was saying, just a couple of juicy javelins will completely obliterate this bot. Do you think we can take this one as well? No. Come on, come on, come on. I'm taking fire from behind. I can see who. Oh. That doesn't matter as much either. If you can hear me, please let me know in the chat. I can see that there are some of you are actually watching. I appreciate that. Thank you. If one of you could let me know that you can hear me, I would appreciate that as well. We're gonna shock this guy. No, we're not. Oh, come on. What? I'm stuck. I'm stuck. What? Oh, of course. I'm shocked by this guy. Panicking here, man. So I'm gonna take out him, or try to. Did I manage to shock him? No. So my Martian Shun is a dedicated... oh, there goes my leg. Yeah. Hey! Lots of people suddenly commented. That's nice. Thank you, guys. That makes me relax for a bit. Okay, Rinsler, you say you can't hear game audio. Yeah. Game audio very low. Okay, I'm just... oh, I can't just stay here. I'm actually playing. I'll adjust the volume in just a few seconds. This is a little trick, by the way. If you have a ledge on a mite and or an alley, and you can just jump backward, or if you're on a ledge and you do like this, then you are actually dodging like 90% of fire you're taking. And that's a handy trick for those of you who didn't know that. Most of you who are chatting there probably knew that. But anyway. What? Who's that guy? Yeah, that's not an AI. That's some guy doing some shenanigans. Shame on you, sir. Shame on you. Play under your own name. I've been fighting this guy a lot on EU. He's now he's pretty decent. I remember when he started out. Okay, he's shocked. So, oh wait. Now his legs are gone. So yeah, that's a pretty decent score as well. I'm gonna remember to screenshot it. And while we're still in game, I'm gonna drop out and adjust game sounds for a bit. Let's try. How is this? That should be better. Is it okay or is it too loud? I prefer my game sound to be in the background as well. But you should be able to hear it. Yeah, I'm dropping back in hangar and back in queue immediately again. So Rinsler says it's still low. But it's supposed to be low. It's pretty loud in my headphones, so and I have the same sound to my headphones, or well, not exactly the same, but yeah. Let's try and play another round and see what happens, and see if we can get any people watching us. That would be decent. No, any people watching us. No, I'm sorry. I'm doing several things at the same time and yakking, and when I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying, weird stuff comes out of my mouth. I'm gonna start another game and see if we can find someone to play against. And in my headphones, game sounds are like a tiny bit louder than I prefer them to be. Hang on a second, man. I just got I got a Facebook message here. So, apparently someone in power watched this stream and said they sent me some stuff. Yeah, god damn, man. So, hang on a second, I'll have to answer the nice developer here. So, someone here, so one of the developers heard me talking about experimenting with sprint capacitors and stuff and decided to support that. That's pretty bloody amazing, and so thank you very, very much. Yeah, let's see about what we can do. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna fetch this guy I just had. No, ugh, come on. So you can see how I've built him. There he is, yeah. So this guy has all light armors, and I think that's a must. And as you can see, he has 3 capacitors and 2 accelerators. Hang on a second, I have to get you guys up on chat somewhere I can actually read it. So, do you guys have any suggestions on how to build a sprint capacitor Ravager? Yeah, shoot me a message in chat. And let's get to building this guy. So we now have a pretty decent amount of capacitor and accelerators, man. And what I feel about this guy over here is that, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with him, but he feels kind of like a compromise somehow. And I don't know if it's correct to go 3 capacitors and 2 accelerators, or if we want to... Oh, thank you, guy with the Russian name. That's good to know. I don't know if it's correct to go with 3 capacitors and 2 accelerators, or if it should be 3 accelerators and 2 capacitors. or even 4 against 1, possibly. I also feel like the light armor is maybe we want a single heavy armor. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. As this guy at least has 3 sprint capacitors and 2 accelerators, I think we want to build one with 3 accelerators and 2 capacitors, maybe. Let's equip 2 capacitors and see what happens. So yeah, effectively a 9-second cooldown with 1 capacitor. Yeah, Rinsler, 2 accelerators, but two accelerators or sprint accelerators? You have to be more specific. So with 2 sprint capacitors, we have a 7.6 cooldown on the sprint, which is pretty decent. Yeah, but I want to build with like I have other Ravagers that I've built with a mix of accelerators and sprint accelerators, but I want to build something with capacitors. And just a single sprint capacitor, I don't see it giving us that big of a bonus. .4, that's pretty decent, and I feel like I can sprint all the time. So yeah, I didn't used to be a fan of sprint capacitors either, Rinsler. But I feel that in 2.0 there might be room for one, and that's what I kind of wanna figure out. And 7.6 is pretty decent. And I also kind of want to be able to sprint like at the maximum speed of a Shun, because I firmly believe that that's pretty important. I think I've used up most of my light armors though. Yeah, so we're gonna have to buy some. Hey Ace, yeah, that doesn't sound too shabby actually. And let's just check real quick what I have what like I have. No, didn't I have a heavy FPS somewhere? Medium, light. Yeah. So okay, we're gonna have to use T2s because I don't. Oh shit, I thought that was a light armor. Yeah, okay. Then we're kind of locked into that one. Please say I have light AFPS armor somewhere. There you go. I'm not a big fan of all this scrolling for your inventory. There, and we're at 112 kilometers an hour in sprint speed, and that's pretty decent. If I T3 this armor, that's probably 115, and that's enough to escape a shun. MJ, I'm not gonna try and pronounce your last name, man. Yeah, a guy with a Russian name. That's very, very true. So, I think I'm gonna slap a third sprint accelerator on there just to get a decent amount of speed. Let's see if 7.6 sprint cooldown is enough. This gives it a pretty decent speed, and it's rather tough as well. I'm a big fan of EM circuits on my Ravagers, so we're just gonna go with that. And to the friendly developer who watched my stream and sent me this stuff, thank you once again. I'm not gonna be able to answer you on Messenger until after this stream, because then I have to take a break from the stream and yeah, do that kind of stuff. And T2 EM circuits are not as good as T3, but yeah, I don't have the money to just upgrade it, so we're gonna have to go with that for now. Yeah, let's just equip this guy and drop into battle and see what happens. I prefer feeding gears on my javelins because, well, of course, you want to fire as many of them as possible. Maybe we're just gonna use this one. And yeah, we're gonna go for these manglers. I have a lot of manglers. That means I have to scroll through a lot of manglers to find the correct manglers. Yeah, that should be it. Are we done equipping him? Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, we're gonna try him out. Let's hope we find someone. Hey Shamo, welcome to the stream. Nice of you to drop by. And we're gonna test this guy. We'll do a battle or two, and afterwards we're gonna build another one. Let me know how you think it would be, how the best way to build a sprint capacitor Ravager is, and I will take it under consideration. Three out of 12. That's pretty boring. I was hoping we could have at least 5 out of 12 or something. Let's drop this guy first and see how he does. Hector, I've seen that name before. And I guess one of these other guys is some guy masquerading. Developers, please fix the naming exploit. Hey, General Disarray, welcome to the stream. Nice of you to drop by. Now, if you European guys could also jump in queue, that would be excellent. Sorry about that. Oh, there's a sector already. Oh, and I'm for. And problem is talking and playing at the same time. I'm still getting used to that. So let's go over here, see if we can help this guy take out Hector. And we are retreating while reloading. Yeah, look at that army of... Oh, shit, that swarm of javelins. And their leg... Yeah. Okay, so we didn't really get to test the capabilities of our new... Ravager. But this isn't the last game I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna test it out next battle. So this is the other capacitor Ravager, and it has 7.6 cooldown on its sprint. I really like it. I might end up deciding that that is the correct number. Ooh, look at that army of AI. Sprinting around like some sort of weird... Yeah, I know, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I'm trying to keep this stream family friendly. I won't... So I'm trying to avoid cursing and stuff, and yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to do that because cursing is kind of in my blood, or at least in my culture. For those of you who don't know, I'm from the north of Norway, and we have a culture for swearing creatively, and that's recognized by the Norwegian courts and stuff. So if you're from the north, the legal precedent says that you are allowed to curse at, let's say, a police officer if you are angry. And if you're from the south, you will get a pretty hefty fine if you curse at a police officer. Or a public servant, as it's properly called. So far so good. We are not doing terrible here. And these guys are... yeah. Still haven't swore as far as I know. Let's cross fingers and toes and hope that I manage to not swear. I'm not optimistic though. one of the main reasons for wanting to keep this PG-13 is that one of my kids sometimes watch my streams, and he's starting to learn English. So his mother is not gonna be very pleased if I start teaching him to swear in English. All the javelins. All the javelins. Yeah, I really dislike the place or the where we're at with the game now, with all these AIs running around. It feels like we're back in 1.2, where a serious lack of players made the metagame like 70% AI. That completely invalidated playing with light bots, that is. So Shons and Mites were just not very viable because the AI was everywhere shooting its legs out, like now. You know, there's 4 AI targeting me with all their javelins hitting me mid-air and stuff. Oh, come on. Am I the last one? Yeah, I'm the last one. Okay, let's just suicide and get this game over with. Try and get as much damage in as possible, of course. Because damage equals EC. Hey BB, welcome to the stream. Yeah, because the thing is they started to pick up a couple of words already, and the F-bomb, as you call it, very, very that's a very polite of you to call it the F-bomb. It's a word they already know. Or well, my youngest hasn't heard it yet, I think. Well, of course she has. She's heard her brother say it, probably. But as far as I know, she hasn't learned it yet. Okay, I don't think we're gonna change anything up quite yet. We're just gonna jump back in queue, I think. And you have 1.5 minutes to join me. Come on people, stream snipe me. Because, yeah, playing against people are a lot more fun than playing AI. I'm just, I got a text I have to answer on my phone. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm back, guys. And it doesn't look like anyone wanted to join us. You still got 30 seconds. I think I'm gonna jump on Discord real quick and ask people to join us. Um, 11 seconds and I still haven't managed to find the right page. Yeah, and we're live. We're gonna do our new Ravager build first. Ah, Hardcore. He's a decent player. He popped out of nowhere not that long ago. Or maybe he's been around for a while and I haven't recognized his tag. But that clan tag, War, that's new. And they're pretty decent guys. So if you see that clan tag, you know that you're in for a tough battle. Yeah, I might do invites a little bit later, BB. But I think squatting is a bad idea, because that's probably just gonna mean even less players to fight against. Yeah, if there are a decent amount of players in the US, I'm more than willing to go there. Come on, now I'm just playing like I'm not paying attention and yakking with people. One of the things I'm not very fond of in this new update is that it's you have to jam your joystick right to the edge of this field to get your maximum speed, or then it just, because if you look at my left stick now, if you hold it like in the middle of the outer circle, you're still not going full speed. You're going like slower than what you might do otherwise, and that just makes no sense, because why wouldn't you want to go full tilt when you, yeah. And my pet peeve, not being able to lock on to people or targets. Hardcore is trying to target me. Ooh, and he managed to do it. He got line of sight on me. But yeah, I have to say that single heavy armor, it feels like it makes a difference, man. It feels like it makes a difference. Of course, I would be faster without it, but yeah. So, for those of you who recently joined, I was planning on just doing some grinding, and then one of the developers apparently watched my stream, heard me talking about experimenting with Ravager builds, and very kindly sent me 2 Ravagers and a load of sprint accelerators and capacitors. So that was very surprising, but also very, very nice. And I wasted that javelin. And so we're gonna have to spend this stream building a bit. Now we're gonna test this this particular build for. Oh, look at how I'm. Yeah. I was just forced into that corner by that fire over there. Yeah, so we're gonna dedicate a portion of this stream to theorizing how we could build a capacitor Ravager. And if you have any ideas, let me know in the stream. We're currently running 2 Ravagers with capacitors. One of them I had built on my own with stuff I already had. And the Ravager with the Sarissa is built mainly by parts that was donated by the developers. Well, the electronic countermeasure suit and the armor and the weapons I had to contribute myself, but come on, that's peanuts, man. T3 capacitors, T3 accelerators, sprint accelerators, that is, and And last but not least, oh, look at that guy, come on. And he's targeting me. Gotta get him covered, gotta get him covered. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is a terrible position for me. I don't know why I sought cover over here. I'm gonna be outflanked any second. Luckily my sprint is already online, and hardcore seems to have run behind the hill over there, so I'm probably gonna be able to get in cover without losing my leg. Oh no, oh no, oh no. My sprint didn't last long enough. And now my legs are gone. So now my speed is gone and my chest is gone, and yeah. This boat is pretty much lost. Look at that. I've noticed that in this update a lot of shots are passing through objects. It might have been the same before this update, and I just didn't notice it. But yeah, you guys saw that shot passing through that hill over there, right? And we're back in cover. And look at that guy running around without weapons. So we're not gonna try and take him out. An AI without weapons, that AI might have more bots to drop. But as long as he's running around without weapons, he's not doing damage to us. And I keep forgetting that manglers have a 350 meters range now. Yeah. So I'm not playing I'm not playing my best. Probably said this a couple of times already. Playing while talking is a lot harder than I originally thought it would be before I started streaming. And yeah. I have a newfound respect for those streamers who are able to play like they're gods and still talk at the same time. Because I yeah, I'm not able to do that. It's McQuaid. I have briefly considered it, but the thing is, if you're gonna do sprint capacitors and sprint extenders, then you're sacrificing sprint accelerators or normal accelerators, thus lowering your top speed. And most of all, I think that speed is important for Ravagers. So, and also I think the sprint extenders, I think they are a little bit underpowered. If they were better, like doing, let's say, 2 seconds for T3. Isn't it 1.5 seconds? Let's check. Can we check it? I think the only way to check it is to actually put an empty bot. To put an empty bot in my hangar and test it that way. Let's find an empty Ravager. Okay, so they are 2 seconds, and that's significant. Yeah. Okay, that's better than I remembered. Let's mull that one over for a bit. It might be correct to include a single sprint capacitor. And please let me hear what you guys think about it. Now where is that other Ravager? No, sorry, Might. And he has magazines and reinforced ammunition. And we're gonna find another. Yeah. Luckily, we didn't have to scroll through that. Surge amplifier. So I'm gonna replace this one with an EMP projector. I like surge amplifiers on my Fulgurs because I think it's particularly good on shuns in this game because there are so many Torpidses running around. And once you're standing... What just happened? I was about to drop into a game and I got kicked out of queue. Yeah. Once you're standing at the feet of a red Turpids and you're trying to take out its weapons and stuff, and you know that you're gonna have to use many Mangler cycles to take out that Turp, you really want to have a Fulgur you can trigger every 10 seconds. Of course, you're sacrificing all the range of that Fulgur, so you have to get up close and personal with it. Yeah, I don't think I think the Shun is better for it than the Might. So what do you guys think about doing 2 capacitors, 2 accelerators, and 2 sprint capacitors, 2 sprint accelerators, and 1 sprint extender? It might be decent. But the thing is, I don't necessarily want to sprint longer, I think. I think I just want to be able to sprint more often. But I'm not sure. I'm unsure what's correct here. You can sort of compare it to putting magazines or feeding gears on, let's say, a Mangler or any other weapon for that. Yeah. And if you want to fire non-stop, I think you want feeding gears, or as close to non-stop as possible. So, yeah. I wonder what kind of top speed you have on in a Ravager. Let's drop this one first and take out as many AI as possible. What, are we alone? Is it just AI? What? I didn't pay attention, of course, because I was yakking with you guys. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, maybe it's correct to go 4 sprint capacitors. Then you kind of have to go all light armors, though. Don't you? Yeah, you definitely have to go all light armors. Oh! Take cover, take cover, take cover. Like, as I said earlier, I will never go slower than the top speed of a shun, because I feel it's important to be able to outsprint shuns. Or at least match their pace. They're just Terps. Oh, I wish I had something that was better against Terps in my hangar. Because then I would earn so much EC. And my field of view getting messed up by that guy over there. Seems like I have the wrong combination of manglers and hammers on this guy. I usually try and get them to have as similar a cycle as possible. Because if you have a build that want to pop out of cover and pop back into cover while it's reloading, of course you want to have them on the same cycle. I try generally to take out a Turpit's Inquisitor, always. That's my opening move. Because you know you're not gonna kill an Turpit's fast, you know. They're pretty lethal and they have a lot of HP. Oh, come on. Yeah. And I've been working this guy over from an earlier encounter, so now I have all the time in the world to take him out. Now I've taken out all his weapons and he's basically just this big target that you can sink a lot of damage into, and all that damage is gonna translate into energy credits later. Energy credits, of course, is what EC stands for, isn't it? I think so. I've been complaining for a few days that the AI consistently seem to prioritize me as a target. They haven't done so in this match yet. Maybe I simply lost too many cups. Or maybe it was all just confirmation bias. Those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically seeing what you want to see. We are thinking as much damage as possible into... Yeah. And as you can see, I never stand still. I always try and move like a little bit back and forth, and that's because you can dodge shots that way. And I wasted my javelin. Oh, that's actually a human. That's actually a human, yeah. So, it was nice of us not to drop. I was considering dropping when I opened the menu and didn't see any humans there at the start of the game. But with this many Terps, I would have missed a lot of EC. Hi Techno, welcome to the stream. Energy cells. Okay, I was mistaken. Energy cells, not energy credits. Hey P2, welcome to the stream. And if there is someone that joined the stream that I haven't said hello to yet, sorry about that. It's kind of hard to pay attention to the chat and play at the same time. You see I'm struggling with playing and talking at the same time. And when you take into consideration that there are people who's actually writing to me in Discord and Facebook Messenger, etc. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to answer those kind of questions, and yeah. Come on, I'm trying to get a line of sight on one of the turps, like there. I have a soft spot for automation on Sarissa's. I think personally that hammers are usually far superior, especially against other Ravagers. Except for when you have an ultra heavy AFPS Ravager, then you're gonna be glad that you had the Sarissa on top. I wasted that javelin as well. And you can see I'm putting a lot of effort into dodging. Let's just stay here and reload for a bit. Yeah. And my AI dealt with that 2000 guy. What? 38? Wow, man. Let's pull up the menu real quick. Yeah. So we had someone coming in late or something. That explains it. Oh, 2 of them. What? I thought all of them were gone. So let's try and take out this annoying AI first. I don't know, man. Just 2 sprint capacitors feels like... it's not bad, of course, but I don't feel like this amazing difference in the reload time of the sprinting. No, hey, P2, it's been... when I decided if I was gonna stream or not, I did a couple of test runs, to use that terminology, or like I did a couple of test games, and they had like 5 players. So I thought, yeah, okay, this is decent, let's try it. But we haven't seen that many players afterwards. It's been like 2, 3 or something. And of course I was hoping that some of you guys were willing to stream snipe, but doesn't seem like you wanted to. Yeah. We did alright. We didn't do amazing, but we did alright. And there's this super annoying hangar music again that we really dislike. Okay. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We are checking messages real quick. Yeah. Okay, let's try to go to the American server. If one of you guys wanna send me an invite, I'll go to I'll join you and in the American server and see what happens. Ah, okay, P2. If you're trying to stream snipe, we'll do another game here. 2 out of 12, 1 minute. Yeah, okay. We're gonna take BB's invite instead and go to the US. And I'm really thankful that the developers rethought their decision to make it a 3.5 minute queue. That was way too long. Yeah, but now I'm in BB's squad, and you can try and stream snipe us on the US server, man. And 2.5 minutes is so much better than 3.5 minutes. So, US people, come and fight us. We like to fight people and not AI. Also, of course, if you like this stream, I'd appreciate it if you actually liked the stream. I've installed some fun widgets, so if there's a new guy who's gonna try and who's watching this for the first time, try and press subscribe, and we'll see if it actually, if the widgets actually work. That would be refreshing. You can see there in the bottom left corner, that's one of the widgets. It seems to be working pretty well, but I have no ID actually. Oh. What happened? And we're back. My Wi-Fi seemed to disconnect for a second. That's worrisome. And yeah, it's just me and BB against AI. Hooray. So what do you think, BB? Should we grind AI or should we go and try and find some people? Yeah, we're disconnecting. We're dropping back. We have a squad versus squad match. That's amazing. And I don't have proper builds, but we'll manage anyway. For those of you who recently joined, I'm experimenting with Ravager builds. Both of these guys are running sprint capacitors. That's the enhancement that makes your the cooldown on your sprint special ability. It makes it the cooldown smaller, shorter. Yeah, shorter. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who we got. It might be Rude, it might be Exiles. Yeah, hey Peter, yeah, you're new. Apparently, one of the developers, I'm not gonna name names, one of the developers watched the beginning of my stream, and apparently he's also a fan of the capacitor build. So he's very graciously, he sent me 2 T3 Ravagers and a bunch of sprint capacitors and sprint accelerators. So I've currently built a single, I've currently built a single Ravager, and I'm gonna build a second Ravager in a bit. So that's gonna be interesting, and if you guys have any sort of input or idea of how you could build a sprint capacitor Ravager, please let me know and I will consider it. I kinda wanna complain about the hangar music again, but I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I'm not telling Shamo. Oh, it's the Rude guys. It's Rabbit Squirrel. And Rabbit Squirrel's joined Rude. That's interesting. And Assassin. I'm not quite sure if that is. Yeah, I'm not gonna go all in on sprint capacitors, cause then you won't have any speed. So, BB, where you wanna go? And he has a Martian Sean as well. Yeah. Let's try and go right. So, for those of you who don't know this, if you're in 2 evenly matched squads, there will be no AI. Yeah, Shamo, I kind of agree. The fucking hack. There it was. I cursed. I was trying not to curse in this stream, but I've already... Yeah, I cursed. Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. The hangar music is terrible. It's so terrible that, yeah. So, Rabbit Squirrel, and he's probably gonna be in a Sting? No, he is in a Mangler build. So, an Assassin is over there. It looks like he's in some sort of might. He might be in a might. And I'm not gonna be able to get up there in time. God. Yeah. And I feel the urge to curse. And I overshot. That's terrible. And yeah, I died. Huh. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna drop in my might and see if that helps. BB has dropped in Mangler Nelly. So now we are kind of in a mirror match. Damn it, that's my fault. And that's another curse. Sorry about that for those of you who might take offense. Cursing. Dodging has become so much more important in 2.0 than it was in 1. Whatever. Now you can kind of dodge almost anything if you just do it right, time it right, etc. And he's dead. That's good. Let's run back up and try and protect our friend there. I'm not quite sure where Rabbit Squirrel is. He's in the mob. We're gonna have to protect BB from this light. Shons are amazingly dangerous if they're piloted, let's say, correctly. Both of my legs and my chest is gone. Yeah. Okay, now we're cooking. We're in the lead, but we're both pretty beat up. Rabbit Squirrel is he retreating? Is he just repositioning himself? Hard to say. What happened? God. I'm gonna at least try and curse in Norwegian from now on. Yeah. Terrible, terrible. Now our friend is probably toast. Yeah. If I only had actually hit Rabbit Squirrel with my EMP, we'd be better off. General Disarray, you like the hangar music? Saying such a thing, I think you should just go and wash your mouth out with soap or something. Like that's a far bigger sin than cursing in my book. What I'm worried about is some Titan surprising our friend over there. We know that Rabbit Squirrel is here somewhere as well. Yeah, he's there. The Shon guy, he ran over the pass probably. Or he's hiding somewhere. We should be pushing because they are in the lead. And it seems like they realized it as well. Come on. Yeah, these rude guys, they're playing pretty decently right now. Or they're doing this the correct way. Because if they take out BB, and we have absolutely no chance of winning. Where Rabbit Squirrel went, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe he's taken damage and just retreated. Oh, here he is. And he hasn't taken damage, so this wasn't a brilliant idea of me. Because I'm too light to really profitably. Yeah. I can't really stand and deliver. And yeah, we took him and we're tied, and yeah. Now all we have to do is take out this guy, and we're in the lead with 22 seconds to go. And if my sprint ever came back online, yeah, yes, excellent. Now all we have to do is survive for a couple of seconds more, and we've won this game. Yeah, good games, rude guys. Somehow you really outscored us, but we won. So I'm gonna read up on your comments real quick. So did my stream go offline for a bit there? Yeah, it seems like my internet is a bit unstable. But I am on the correct Wi-Fi, so this is weird. This is weird. Let's BB, let's just jump back into queue and do another game before we try and build our second Ravager. That's weird. That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, I have no explanation for that. Yeah, good games, Rabbit Squirrel. Welcome to the stream. It was fun. I didn't know that you'd joined Root, but they are a solid outfit and very decent people as well. That was fun. The game, I mean, not that you joined Root. Come on, people. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock. Jump in queue and try and stream snipe us, please. The good news is that they match the queue ain't 3.5 minutes anymore. I didn't really bother to play a lot today while it was like that. I haven't really had much opportunity to play either, so yeah. Hey, BB, reset the queue real quick, please. So, people on the American server, because we're on the American server now. People on the American server, please come and try and fight us. We're not seeing you in queue. Maybe we have too many cups. I don't know why. I personally lost like 150, 200 cups after with the new AIs and new matchmaking system and stuff. Hey Vicker, welcome to the stream. And hey Cairo, welcome to the stream. The MM is better than it was with 3.5 minutes because it's pretty much the same. You just don't have to wait as long. Or actually, that's not correct. I feel like the matchmaking is better because immediately after they dropped the queue back to where it should be, 2.5 minutes, or I would even prefer it to be like 1 minute, ideally. But I had a few games today after they fixed the queue with like 5-ish people, and there's a couple of them that I know for a fact are like, let's just say they're probably in the 1100-1200 range. I don't know. Like I haven't seen them since they changed the matchmaking. Oh, Peter, you're in a squad as well. But you're in a squad with Cairo, and Cairo has been... He has insane cups, you know. Yeah, I want to reset, BB. I don't want to grind AI. I've had enough AI for a lifetime. I'm just gonna leave. We're broadcasting on a short delay as well. Yeah. Okay, sorry, Cairo. I just assumed you were in a squad with P2. For some reason, I have no idea why I would suspect you guys of squadding together. Yeah. Playing people, I like it. Playing AI, not that big a fan of playing AI, to be honest. That. Ah, it was the background music. Yeah. Yeah, so me and BB are in the low 1300s. That should mean that when our squad should be what, in the mid 1500s ish of cups. Yeah, sorry about that, P2. Maybe you could squad up with someone else than Cairo and try and meet us. Yeah, Cairo, that would be fun if it was like hella well, sorry, another curse. You also have a lot of cups. You guys, I never understood why I wanted that many cups, to be honest. And if you're squatting with a rude guy, then we're not gonna meet you, man. Yeah. For those of you just tuning in, we are on the American server. We are trying to meet people. So please stream snipe us if you are able to. Cairo, yeah. Of course, you guys are pros, man. Yeah, but you know, you're probably just gonna lose a lot of cups by yourself eventually anyway. Because with the AI metagame, you will get so many uneven matches. And yeah, with just 2 humans on the other side, and if you're alone, the 2 humans will just eat up your AI, and then you will lose the match and lose a lot of cups. So we are fishing for players to play against, humans I mean, and doesn't seem that we have much luck trying to find anyone. It's yeah. I completely agree. The AI is meta now, and yeah, if you have a hanger that's good at killing AIs, you will just rise through the ranks. Yeah, I think you are correct, BB. I'm gonna do a couple of solo games and see if I can find players on the EU. Oh, and we have 4 out of 12, and that is pretty good. We are back on the European server. We are in queue. We have roughly 1 minute to join. So if you can, please do. The more humans, the merrier. I am running 2 experimental Ravager builds with sprint capacitors and sprint accelerators, of course. And in a bit I'm gonna try and build a 3rd. Well, yeah. Ravager number 3. Yeah, that's very, very true, P2. Like when 2.0 just dropped, you used to have almost full games. 16 games was amazing, Cairo. But currently we are struggling to fill games. So it's understandable that they dialed it back to 12 versus 12. So we have 3 guys I don't recognize the name of in blue. And then we have this SU guys, the number 8. I recognize his name, but no more than that. SU is a very good clan though. So even though if I don't know him personally or have played against him, he's probably good. Yeah, Kerensky is decent as well. Let him get into range. We are unloading and dodging and running back in cover. We have light over there. Where are all the rest? Maybe we should go mountain. Yeah, I think we're gonna go mountain. Because it seems like we have teammates over there. If they're AI, I made a horrible decision. Because but if they are humans, we might be able to take the red spawn and win that way. The danger, of course, is that reds might do the same to us. This isn't a good spot for us to be in. Why? And I didn't manage to dodge the javelin. And I'm gonna have to go back and try and do something about the lights in our spawn. Ooh, and they have an AI, and I ran out of cover. That's pretty stupid, actually, when you stop and think about it. I haven't paid attention to the score, and we are getting slaughtered. Ooh, okay. That was weird. Dead stick, that was nice. If you're not aware what dead stick is, it's when your left stick suddenly centers yourself and you can't move for a second. And why am I trying to fire at him with my hammer? That's just stupid. Pressuring Kerensky a bit there. That background music ain't annoying at all. God damn. I so want to turn that music off, but I will probably die if I do that. And I seem to have lost the basic ability to dodge javelins. Ooh, AI. Walk into the javelins like some sort of noob. And I'm dead. Yeah. Brian, yeah, oh, we're back in game. And I'm getting shot by a javelin in my light. Yeah, come on, man. This is just terribly played by me. There's no other way to put it. A small bit of frustration here. Yeah. Now I can read what you guys have written. P2. Yeah, when you pee a little of excitement. That's funny, man. That's funny. I'm not gonna do... yeah, I'll take your friend request. Cairo, the fake numbers of people in queue is actually a good idea. Speaking of that, I'm jumping back in queue. A 1 minute queue with 2 players. That's terrible. But it's actually a good idea. Hey P2, thank you for the compliment. I'm having a lot of fun streaming, so I'm glad that you guys enjoy it. Complaining about stuff on Facebook, yeah. Go for it. I don't know, do you like Pixonic, by the way? Four out of 12. It's a bit boring, but we'll take whatever we can get, because 4 out of 12 is a heck of a lot better than what we had yesterday and this morning, and yeah. Yeah. I wasn't very serious. I didn't really think that you liked Pixonic. But yeah. I'm not a very big fan of them either. I think that predatory behavior towards their player base is pretty bad. I didn't recognize any of the names in this game. So we're just gonna have to treat everyone as equally dangerous. You should anyway, actually, to be honest. And we're hitting the bridge. Dodging back. And what? Seems like they have a turpits in the castle? Really? That's surprising and probably pretty stupid, to be honest. Come on, let me lock on target. Red button, please give me the ability to let me lock on target. So that my target don't change while I, you know, aim or fire a javelin or jumps or something. I'm tempted to run over there and try and kill him by myself, but with all the AI, I would probably be killed almost immediately. And even more AI. We are changing our side, I think. Emptying Manglers on the way. So that they can reload, so that I can face Reds with full weapon clips. And we're also getting a bead on this guy. Ah, nice. One of the things I often forget to do is actually fire the javelin, and that's even worse now that it's on an 8-second reload. Because every second you're not firing a javelin ready to fire, you are, well, basically playing worse than you could and should. We're back in cover from that turp up in that castle over there. We should soon have dealt with these AI turpets. As I said earlier, I really like going for the Inquisitor first of all. From a grinding EC point of view, I think you'll actually earn more energy cells or whatever the C stands for by trying to go for the weapons first. Simply because then you do damage to the weapons as well before the bot dies. That's a player. He's walking in town with his turp, and I don't recognize his name. So that sounds like he's new. Another thing that really grinds my gears is like what just happened right there. I walked over the road and I like got tripped up on it for a second there, and I think that's very, very unrealistic. Not paying proper attention to my surroundings. So both of these AIs seems to be focused on that Tormentor beacon might. That's both stupid and a bit funny. It's something a human player would probably never would try. I have to say probably because, you know, people are actually not that smart as a species. We're all pretty dumb when it comes to, when one push comes to shove. And if you think that you're smart, let me just remind you that you have had dealings with the opposite sex, or you, well, if you are of that inclination, the same sex, that you will probably immediately know what I'm talking about when you say that it's embarrassing to think about. And that could be a prime example of our species foolishness. I know for a fact that I've had dealings with women. That more than proves the fact that I'm not very smart. And this guy, he has spent most of the game climbing up there. And we're in the lead, probably somewhat as a consequence of it. We could just stay here and kill him with javelins. Gonna take a long time though. I have to be, yeah, he's dead. I have to be kind of, sort of careful because my chest is gone and my one of my legs is also shot, so I'm rather... Okay, that's bad news for us. He's pretty darn agile. Okay, so he He must be pretty new. Okay, thank you for letting me know, man. That might be a microphone pop, and or it might just be. Or it might be the sound settings. I'll do a quick and easy fix. That should prevent a lot of it. So, I'm just gonna call you Michael Jackson because your initials are MJ. If the problem hasn't changed the slightest, please let me know. Then there's something seriously wrong somewhere. But as it stands, it was probably just... I'm not gonna get technical. It's like a sound mixing issue. If you have any ideas about sounds and mixing, it's when... Well, basically, when the levels go too high, they turn red, and you will get what's called a sound clip, or a clip sound. Actually, I don't know what it's called in English, so I'm not gonna try and explain it, because I'm probably just gonna try and translate Norwegian terms and stuff. Repositioning my microphone for a bit. That should also help. We are nearing the end of European prime time. Oh, I promised you a build. Let's switch out this guy. And let's switch in... I had one unbuilt Ravager left. I'm gonna spend the developers' generous donation of 2 T3 Ravagers. I'm gonna build it with you. And I think I didn't think the last build that I switched out, the one with 2 sprint capacitor, was very good. I think that the bonus you got to your sprint capacitors went good enough to be worth it. So we don't have 4 sprint capacitors. Oh, I was gonna suggest doing 4 sprint capacitors. Do we? Yeah, we can do a T2 at least. So sad to see all these accelerators that probably never gonna be used. So we are gonna see how this guy fares with single sprint accelerator, and we're gonna equip light armors on him, I think. Or are we gonna do 3 lights and a medium? This is where I normally would sit down and check. Well, I would normally sit down and do math, but now people have actually done the math for us. If you're not aware of this, there's a crew that has been working on collecting data and doing calculations, and they have collected it in documents. Ask around on the Discord, should be pinned somewhere, and you can also get these fantastic documents and see which way you should build your Ravager. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use these T2 light armors. and see how fast it is. Yes, that's acceptable. It's gonna be slow and fragile, but this will allow us to see what poor sprint capacitors actually, how it plays. Now this is interesting. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. It might be terrible though. It might be terrible. So yeah, it looks like if with T3 that one, we would have probably like what? They would probably have yeah, 5.2 second cooldown on our sprint, and that's pretty acceptable. And if we T3 these T2 armors, we should also have it run around 115, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. I accidentally touched the arm of my microphone setup, and it fell down by 5 centimeters, so I kind of had to fix it. As I said in the beginning of this stream, I prefer EM circuits on my Ravagers. Simply because a well-executed attack with a Fulgur is devastating, and going all in on EM circuits gives you at least a small chance of surviving it. So this guy is gonna be sprinting a lot. I don't know, how should we equip him, really? Didn't we have, So that's what, that's like an 11-second cycle to load and unload. I'm gonna see if I have any manglers that are around the same. And I'm not able to calculate that in my mind, am I? Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, what kind of manglers do you think I want to do? Michael Jackson, do you have any opinions about it? I kind of want to have a 10-second setup on it, but I don't want to go and check myself. Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna go and check myself. And of course my app isn't fresh in the memory of my device, so it has to reload. That's just great. That's excellent. So how long has this stream been going on? 2 hours? Okay, that's pretty decent. It's getting late, but it's also Friday, and I'm kind of hungry, but it's Friday. I'm gonna be tired tomorrow, but since it's Saturday, I have an ace up my sleeve, and that's the iPad. Because suddenly, when it's weekend, my kid will sleep in for a bit, and when she gets up, she will go and pick up the iPad and give me like, that gives me like an extra half an hour or something, if I'm lucky. And let's see cycle times for manglers. I can't find anything that closely resembles. Maybe we want. Maybe we want something that has a similar unload time. So let's see what the unload time of this hammer is. With 4 reinforced ammunition, the hammer unload time should be okay. It's 4 seconds actually. Yeah. So that means that, okay, so it has a cycle time of 8.5 seconds. That's pretty good. What kind of manglers have the closest? .42. Haven't built those. Both are feeding gear builds. I don't want to have to build my new manglers. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with the classic 1 magazine, 3 reinforced ammunition mangler build. It's a pretty decent mangler build. Has a really high DPS, and with just a single magazine, it doesn't affect its unload time that much. And should we T2 these? Nah. I need the cash, and this is enough to test our theory that this build with 4 sprint capacitors might be okay. We're jumping in queue, man. Oh, 5 out of 12. Fantastic, man. That's like a that's like a miracle. Mr. Techno 1978. What's your in-game name? You're hardcore. Okay, good games, man. Good games. Are you rather new to the game, or are you just new to the war tag? Hey, Hyperion, welcome to the stream, man. Good to see you. And hardcore, if you also could tell me about your clan, the war tag, I'd appreciate it, because I know nothing about it. It seems like you guys aren't on the official Discord at all. And yeah, you should really, if you aren't, okay, yeah, okay. Because I thought I'd seen your name around, but I couldn't remember it for sure. And like suddenly I saw it with other guys in the War clan. I don't know if you guys are just called War, or if it's like an abbreviation for something or whatever. Sorry, Hyperion, I don't speak Spanish at all. Like the government had like they struggled teaching me English. So, well, they didn't struggle. I do. What happened? 5 out of 12, and I lost the game, man. What? I'm so disappointed. Oh, I'm so disappointed. Oh, that's terrible. If anyone can explain to me what happened, why I wasn't allowed to join the 5 out of 12 game, why I got kicked back to my own queue. Hey Amar, welcome to the stream. Okay, so it's a clan from War Robots. Do you have many members in Battle of Titans? That was the biggest letdown of the day. And I made a rather disappointing potato soup for dinner for my family today, so yeah. Well, yeah. How exciting can a potato soup be? But yeah. No, okay, to be honest, I almost forgot that today was the day they introduced the 3.5 minute queue, and that really annoyed me. So that was the biggest disappointment of the day. Yeah, what happened was that I finished building a bot. This bot here, it has 4 sprint capacitors, and I jumped into queue and it was 5 out of 12. But in the last few seconds, they disappeared and I was sent to my own queue, the queue of just one person. And yeah, I became rather sad from that fact. I really appreciated you joining the stream, Amar. That was just nice. Uh, so if you guys hold on a second, I'm just gonna test something. So if you guys like the stream, oh, yeah, okay, there it refreshed by itself. Yeah. If you guys enjoy what I'm doing, please like the stream. Subscribe and you will be told every time I'm doing a live stream. I often do them spontaneously. And if you subscribe, we'll also get the opportunity of testing out this fancy widget that I haven't made it myself, I just installed it. It's connected to the widget you can see in the left corner that tells us that MJ was the last person who subscribed. But he did that the last stream. So this is now... Who's this? Ah, hey MJ! This is fun. And we have two guys I don't recognize the name of on the red side. So this is the build with 4 sprint capacitors. And it sprints at a respectable speed, man. Wait, is it the guy with 4 sprint capacitors? Yes, look at this, man. Look at this. It's pretty darn awesome. We have 6, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, and we're sprinting again. Oh, look at this mobility, man. I like this. This is pretty amazing. Of course, I've lost my chest already. But I've experimented with a lot of really light builds. And oh, there goes my hammer. Yeah, I like this. I like this. This might actually work. I'm gonna have to do some more experiments. But yeah. I think we're gonna... I think we're gonna end up concluding that this is nice, at least. Are we still live? Yeah, we're still live. I think we might do a game with a triple Ravager hanger, just to see how they compare. Then one of them will be the heavy Ravager, and another one will be the one with 4 sprint capacitors, and the third one will probably be the first I built. Is this actually the guy? I forgot to see which Ravager was on which side. No, it's not. This isn't the guy with 4 sprint capacitors. And I hate that we're just up against a lot of lights. I hate that all our friends are purposes. So yeah. So this is the guy with 3 sprint capacitors, and probably is 3 sprint capacitors correct? Because by definition, like I usually prefer to go for builds that have whose kind of glass cannons or are extreme in some respect. Like they usually go all in on something. because that means if you have gone all in on, let's say, sprint capacitors and light armors, yes, you are really fragile. But it also means that no other Ravager is gonna sprint faster than you. And if that is relevant, and that's a big if, and we don't know that in 2.0 yet, but we knew that in 1.x, that an ultralight Ravager, all light armors and all speed, was a really good bot. And because of its higher speed, I would prefer it over, let's say, one heavy armor, because you could simply outcompete that bot in being faster. Ugh, I'm tired of that guy. But that's an AI, so I can't run up and take him either, because then he's just gonna retreat into that Terp's line of fire. Okay, so we have to go over here. MJ is 20 seconds after me, so, or you'll be hearing this 20 seconds after I actually did it, so I don't know how helpful it is. And Amar, yeah, I agree that potato soup can probably be pretty good, but like, potatoes aren't exactly known for their rich and fulfilling flavor, you know? So basing a soup on that flavor, yeah. And I didn't use water, I used some really tasty chicken stock I made at an earlier opportunity, so. But enough about food. Yeah, I'm a foodie, by the way, as you probably guessed from the fact that I've been talking a lot about potato soup and the disappointment of said potato soup. And I was, yeah, okay, so I was disappointed because I used some chicken stock that I made that was really tasty. So today's dinner would have probably been better if I just heated that stock and added some noodles or something. Does it show that I'm kind of hungry? I keep talking about food. But I'm excited about this this Ravager build that I haven't played before. That's because this is something completely new to me. And I played this game since 1.1. That's like 3/4 of a year, man. We're still alive? And he took my mangler. God damn. Ah, come on, man. I'm gonna suicide with this weaponless bot by stunning him. He has a maximum cooldown on the Fulgur. It's really good for hunting Terps, but you need to go get really close to use it. This guy is probably not gonna be able to jump again. Yes, he is, but he's not gonna be able to escape because, yeah. So we're gonna I thought for sure it was the Titan that was selected. So we're gonna run a triple Ravager hanger, and one of them is gonna be heavy Ravager. And he's slower than I actually like him to be, but he is really, really, really something. I like to pair him with this setup. It's not amazing. I don't think this is gonna be the final weapon loadout for him for the heavy Ravager. I think I might end up settling on something else, but for pure staying power and the ability to just pelt your opponent with bullets and make them think that you're killing them so they retreat. Yeah, this is the guy who's holding the line, you know. Look at his AP resistance, it's maxed. He has an insane amount of hit points against, well, bullets. But he's rather slow. But only maxed guns are faster than him. He's faster than might, and he's faster than 95% of shots. Only all light T3 guns runs at 115. So this is our middle guy. He has 3 sprint capacitors and 3 accelerators, and we are gonna use this one just to make it easier to differentiate between them. And I'm trying to press his manglers, because while I like 4 reinforced ammunitions, no, wait, I'm just gonna use them and I'm gonna jump back in queue. It's getting late here in Europe. We're gonna just cross our fingers and hope that we can find other players. You're correct, Omar. I didn't suicide, even though I said I would. Well, let's wait for a second. So, for those of you just tuning in, we are doing a sprint capacitor experiment where this guy is running 4 sprint capacitors and a single accelerator and all light armor. This guy, he is running 4 light armors and and 3 sprint capacitors and 2 sprint accelerators. And this, just for you guys who might not have known, a heavy Ravager with all heavy armor and all sprint accelerators and 1 accelerator. He is its own kind of beast. You can build the heavy Ravager with all sprint accelerators, but then he hardly moves when you don't sprint. All in all, none of these Ravager builds, or it might turn out that none of these Ravager builds are good. We don't know that yet. But who knows? Who knows? As I said, it's after midnight in Europe. So it is pretty late. We're nearing the end of the stream. But we are probably gonna do at least a couple of games with these sprint Ravagers. Okay, it seems like nobody's on. That was... Oh, that was... disappointing. We're gonna restart the timer. Come on, people, please join. Please join the game. So, oh, I'm getting hungry. And it's 3 out of 4 out of 12. Oh, we're C players. I have to say 5 out of 12. Oh my god, thank you, man, because like this game is so brilliant, and when it's filled with people, there's, well, just to fill you guys in, I used to be a gamer as a young man, but I haven't been properly hooked on a game since World of Warcraft. I had I had like probably like a year ago, I was sick. I was home from work for like over a week, and I was really bored, and I was starting to play around with my iPad. I was thinking, hey, I wonder what this iPad thing can do, like in how good are the games for it, because like it is a pretty decent machine, so there should probably be like decent games for it and such. And I'm a pretty old guy. Oh, 9 out of 12. Oh my god. Sorry for swearing, but this is fantastic. Oh my god. Come on. So yeah, I started playing games with the first Nintendo. So that's how old I was. And I played War Robots, and yeah, it was okay. It didn't impress me. I thought it was greedy and stuff. I started playing it after the Dashbot era and stuff. But it reminded me of the good old days with you, well, like Duke Nukem and Quake and Doom and these kinds of games. And I tired of it pretty quickly, and when I found this game, man, oh my god, I fell so in love with this game. And I've been grinding this game. I've been probably playing like 20 games a day. Every day. More or less, since. Now, of course, I'm exaggerating here. There's been several days where I haven't played for different reasons and stuff. But yeah, I have grinded this game an insane amount. And that's purely because I really love it. It's so genius. I have, as I said, I've never been as hooked in a... I haven't been properly hooked in a game since I played World of Warcraft, and I stopped World of Warcraft after playing it like 60 was still the level cap, to put it like that. And it's still in beta as far as I understand. Some people have said that it's launched globally, but I think it's simply has launch. It simply got available globally. Here's a slight difference. Heavy sniper, we gotta dodge you. And I read, this is the guy with 4 sprint capacitors. Oh man, I love him. Being able to just flick that button every time you need that extra boost of speed is so valuable. It's a paper tiger though, so how good it is, I don't know. But as I was saying, yeah, this has been my absolute favorite game for really long time now. And there's a reason for it. The reason is that it's the core game itself, it's amazing. And we're in beta. And it's being developed by, well, it's been developed by it. What I'm trying to say, it has 3 programmers. And most of the coding, as I understand it, has been originally done by 2 people, and then they hired a third after like a long time. I might be mistaken, but that's how I understand it. And I assume most of you watching this stream is actually players and familiar with this game, and then you all know how bloody genius it is. Yeah. I know some of the old timers have issues with the permanence. I think the permanence is probably fine, but overpriced. I think either I think destructive. I think that unequipping, the fact that unequipping a part destroys it. I think it's fine, but I don't think it's fine that you have to pay to destroy it. I think you should either pay a hefty price to remove it and then get to keep it, or that you should be able to remove it free of charge, but then it's being destroyed. If you agree or disagree with me, you're more than welcome to tell me so in chat and why. And well, we do need more players, because we've struggled to keep the new players from the experienced players, because the player pool isn't large enough. That problem has a very simple solution: getting more players. So tell all your friends about this brilliant game, man. Come on. So as you can see, this is the guy with the Sarissa. And with the Sarissa guy, he has 3 sprint capacitors. I've liked him pretty well, but I haven't really gotten the hang of him. And I think it's because the magic number is 4 sprint capacitors. And 1 sprint extender, no, sprint accelerator, I mean, and all light armors. The guy who just died, basically. And the guy who just died... No, like my Ravager, my first Ravager, I mean. I think he was a pretty decent build. Yeah. I think we could say we won this. $27-13. That's not... Ooh, dodging, dodging. Remember to fire your managers, man. And I don't know if it actually shows when you press buttons that has no cooldown left, but I tried to start sprinting when he shot that javelin towards me. And the first Ravager, the one with the sprint accelerators, he could probably have started that sprint, what I tried to say. I feel a little bit silly bragging about this game to you guys, because unless my widget is mistaken, there's 9 of you, and I'm pretty sure all 9 of you have tried this game out. And then you know the insane quality of, well, let's say the maps, and like there's nothing about the core game I don't love. Yeah. I can't wait for it to go live. Few more maps and a couple of more bots and a lot more players, and yeah, because like this game, when you're in full squad with your mates and you're fighting another full squad, and that's amazing. It's such a rush, man. It feels bloody amazing, and it impresses the heck out of me that you can play this on your phone. I'm not playing this on my phone. I'm playing this on an iPad, because I personally think the phones, they get too small. But yeah, this game, I love it. And yeah, I've been grinding the heck out of it. Hey, Rude Assassin, welcome to the stream. Good games. That was a really fun one as well. 2 out of 12. 2 out of 12. No, we are not gonna do that. You know what, guys? I actually need to do a quick break of a, let's just say, biological nature. So we're gonna drop out of this queue. I'm gonna put my be right back screen on, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna go and do what I have to do. And I'm back. And we are jumping straight in queue. Oh, what happened there? Yeah, Rude Assassin, if you're still here, it was the most fun I've had in Battle of Titans for at least a couple of days. And so, yeah, I was talking about the game and the 2.0 and stuff like that. Yeah. Originally, 2.0, because it's also a major rebalancing of this game. Originally, I disliked it, or I wasn't very positive, because basically because it took me a couple of days to get the hang of it. And when I started to get the hang of it, I really started to like it. I'm really optimistic for this game's future, as I said earlier. I think it has since it's not pay to win, I think it has the potential, and once you're maxed, and everyone's gonna be maxed. And well, if you in the time it takes you to grind the money to level your bots, basically. And so this has the opportunity of becoming a proper esport with like real teams and real competitions, and yeah. And I'm really looking forward to that day, man. Hardcore, I'm quite convinced that Red Button won't do the same mistakes War Robots did, because two of the three programmers of this game worked for Pixonic and quit when they got bought up by Mail RU. So there's absolutely no reason to suspect that they're gonna go that way. And if you're familiar with like the online community, Discord community and stuff, it's a very positive and friendly community, filled with people who really love this game, and you would find that what the issues that the community has with this game has nothing to do with the game itself, like what I call the core of the game, what we're doing now. Like you will find that all of them really love and support this game from the deepest part of their heart, and like any criticism for this game is like well, it's basically why aren't there more of the game? Why isn't it finished yet? Why isn't it perfect? And like yeah, of course there's gonna be also the complaints about the permanency, of course, and a lot of people didn't like 2.0. I do. I think that the people who don't like 2.0, I think they simply haven't adjusted to it. I don't think they've given it a fair chance, because I find it brilliant. I like the system of 2.0 much more than I liked any implementation of 1.x. I only think that there's probably still like a small amount of tweaking left to do of 2.0, like, and now I'm talking about the stats of bots and weapons and stuff. And once they nail that down, it's gonna be even more brilliant than it's ever been, man. And just to remind you guys, now we're in Ravager, who has 4 sprint capacitors and all light armor. We are also gonna try and play up to that capability. It's hard to do that while I also passionately talk about this game and its future and stuff. I was just gonna finish that line of thought I had earlier about comparing this to War Robots. The core of the game, it's so well designed. You can see that it's truly, I would almost call it a work of art. It's at least an enormous amount of hard work that shows, and like the level of quality and is so amazing. And like I think that this aspect shows that this game is like it's made by someone who deeply cares about the game, who are putting their heart and soul into it, and are doing what's like a labor of love. Like they're obviously loving this and are obviously putting the whole of their talent to use, and my god, how talented they are. So I have 100% confidence that they are not gonna go the way of War Robots. At least not as long as these programmers are in charge and can actually do what they like and design the game how they want. I have 100% confidence in their ability to make a brilliant game, and all that because the game is already brilliant. And when we're thinking about the first beta of 2.0, there was a lot of well, not a lot of negative sentiment, but some negative sentiment amongst players. And I would say that it was, for me, I've never been in doubt that they would fix it. They will fix every problem and hiccup this game will ever have, because they are. It's so obvious that they love this and are completely dedicated to making this game the best that I can. They're not in it for the money, they're in it for the love of the game. No, that was me. That was stupid. Okay, so we didn't really showcase Statbot's capabilities that game. But this is an AI match also. And as I said earlier, it's getting late here in Europe, so there's not that many players on. Alternatively, there might be, like, let's say only one game on, and that they were playing while we were in queue. So we're gonna after this game we're gonna hang out and see if we can find a decent amount of people. This is, as I said earlier, the heavy Ravager. He's all in on heavy AFPS armor, and he's currently also wielding weapons with weapon armor for pure staying power. This is the guy who will hold the line, and he will hold the line forever. He can really take a beating. He can't take sustained fire though, because no bot in this game can take sustained fire. Leg a shot. I was slow, now I'm slower. I've lost my hammer. Yeah, there, I'm gone. I think that the next in bot is to finish the beta. I seem to remember that they said somewhere that they're gonna focus on like and that what's next on the to-do list now is like fixing server instabilities and on all these really minor things that just slightly improve gameplay, etc., etc. Which is of course contributing to a better game, but I don't think bringing it to other platforms are on the to-do list at all currently. I think that we are gonna see code optimization and more content and that kind of stuff. And personally, I hope that one day they're gonna spend all the time they need on that, and then when they're ready, they will go and make a big global launch. Hey, General Disarray. Welcome back to the stream. Yes, I'm still streaming. I'm gonna do like a couple of more games. It's getting late, as you know, because you're in Europe as well, and I'm getting hungry. But I'm gonna showcase these bots properly. I'm currently fishing for other players, so unless I get more players, I'm gonna jump out of this queue and start a new one. Tell all your friends, bring them, try and stream snipe me. Everything on my end indicates that we are actually, in fact, still live. So 3 out of 12, that's not that many people. Should I or shouldn't I drop? Hey, we know that guy, don't we? From the future. Hey, hardcore. They're actually they fixed a lot of the controller support. There's just this big red fire all button. This one that I'm flicking now. That's not mapped, sadly. But all the other fire buttons and special buttons, etc., are mapped. But the menu aren't mapped yet, and with the menu I mean both the in-game menu and also the hangar menu. And when you're killed or when the game starts, you cannot change your bots either, so you still need to use your touchscreen for those. And I'm sure they're gonna fix it when they come around to it. And actually, you don't need a Shield controller, or no Shield, NVIDIA Shield to play it on, let's say, your TV. You can do it with your iPhone or iPad, and Lightning to HDMI converter adapter. If you have a Lightning to HDMI You simply plug it directly into the HDMI in on your TV, and you are playing on the TV. As long as well, but it doesn't have, as I said, full controller support yet. So it's not. I feel that it's a little bit pointless to play on the TV because you can't just put the iPad down. You have to have the iPad in your lap as well because you have to control the menu, and like on the Cormorant I suspect that you have to use the up and down button because they weren't mapped on test server, so I suspect that they might have neglected to do it before the test server went live. But who knows, really. Amar, I'm from Scandinavia. It's the only part of Europe that has a native tradition for mixing sweet and sour in a savory dish. We do it with lingonberry jam. Meatballs and lingonberry jam, for instance, with potatoes. That's a dish that combines sweet, savory, and sour. And I really like it. And the new update, I've said it before, I can say it again. I really like 2.0. Of course, it still has like a few tweaks. You can't expect it to be perfect immediately, but I really, really like it. I think it's when all is said and done, the community is gonna be pretty well, not necessarily unanimous, but I think history will show that it was the correct thing to do. I like 2.0 a lot. I think it's pretty brilliant. I like that weapons have an extra slot. I like the new store. I like the rebalancing of things. And as I said earlier, I don't like that you have to pay to destroy one of your enhancements. But I have every confidence that Red Button is gonna balance the game and fix every problem and end up with a fantastic, brilliant game, because it's already pretty fantastic and brilliant. I yacked on about it earlier that I haven't been properly hooked on a game in probably 10-15 years. I was in the early years of World of Warcraft last time I was hooked on something. That's a pretty long time. I'm not playing this bot properly. It's the guy with 4 sprint capacitors. He's pretty darn good, man. He's not as fast, and he can't take a punch, and he's not very fast, but being able to sprint almost continuously, because that's what it feels like. Oh, and he takes my hammer, and he takes my foot. Yeah, okay. Yeah, probably not gonna do more than one more game after this stream, because that was the heavy Ravager, and yeah. As I tried to say earlier, I'm getting hungry and it's late. I play on an iPad. And to be correct, I play on an old iPad Air 2. It's yeah, it's pretty brilliant. I do have a dedicated computer for streaming. That's why I can stream it in this resolution and stuff. And I have plugged the iPad into a capture card. That's a dedicated piece of hardware that's made for recording and broadcasting games. See, my sprint is already online, and that's not a human, that's an AI. And he took my hammer. Oh, AI, why? Why, AI, why? I'm not a big fan of the AI. We're in a duel with our mate here, from the future. We're gonna try and dodge most of his fire. Come on. We're probably gonna outsprint him, and we took him out. Yes. This is our last bot though. And there's a lot of AI. No, is there? Oh, order is the technical correct. Oh, we're in the lead. Yeah. And because our AI played awesomely and we sucked. Because it's late, we're tired, hungry. And I'm talking at the same time as we're playing. That doesn't. So as you can see, it has this exact bot, because it's not fully T-treed, has a cooldown on its sprint of 4.5 seconds. No, 5.4 seconds, sorry. And that's pretty darn fast. I think it's more than worth all that extra speed you're not having. Because that extra burst of speed that other builds have, it's by far outweighed by the fact that you're sprinting every 5.4 seconds. Okay people, get ready, get in queue. This will be the last game, I think. I'm gonna give you a second to get in queue, and then I'm gonna start. Because I'm broadcasting with a 20-second delay, not intentionally, that's just the way it is. Yeah, and none of you were in queue, it's probably too late. But I'm gonna wait and see if I can find some of you. For those of you who are new, this stream, we've experimented with Ravagers, and we've found out that sprint capacitors are actually pretty decent on Ravagers. And my personal opinion is that 4 sprint capacitor, 1 sprint accelerator, and all light armor is pretty amazing. You might probably be able to, and like I think that 3 sprint capacitors, 2 accelerators, and a heavy armor with the rest lights is probably also pretty good. I have yet to build that bot though, but I've built it with all light armor and it's good, but it dies a little bit fast. That's the middle one, by the way. Hardcore, your Samsung tablet, are you able to connect it directly to HDMI? Can you just plug it into your TV and it will be mirrored to that TV? Oh, I forgot to pay attention to the counter. It's from the future again. And it's just the two of us. Yeah, I'm not gonna drop. This will probably be the last game, unless... Yeah. So let's see how it goes. Pay attention to my sprint. 7 seconds. Pretty good. Okay, hardcore. I think that when they've perfected controller support will be in and it feels pretty good to control Battle of Titans with a controller, you know. You could just use the sense of touch to know what kind of button you're pressing. That ability feels pretty darn good. Oops. There. Come on. Wasted your shots. And so this build is probably the correct build for any guys who want to play a Sting Ravager, because this popping out, emptying your magazines, popping back into cover is exactly how... Oh, I wasted my javelin. That's exactly how a Sting Ravager plays. For those of you who are trying to contact me on Discord, I can't really read Discord while I play. I have more than enough we're just playing and yakking and paying attention to the streaming computer and the chat in the stream. And actually, I have a suboptimal setup for the stream chat because I use an old iPad and it's I have to squint to see what you guys are saying. I'm really loving this ability of sprinting a lot. One of the things I really like about the new update is the Mangler's new range of 350 meters, and also the fact that it does pretty decent damage. Pretty decent damage at that range. Cause we're dead now. Yeah. That might actually be my favorite part of this update. These 4 AI over here, they are gonna be a problem. AI have a tendency to all target the same target, usually me, at the same time. So they're gonna chain like 5 javelins at you, and all of them are gonna turn simultaneously and fire upon you, etc. And when you can't take sustained fire from one bot, getting targeted by 5 AI is a surefire way to die. That's another brilliant thing about this game. There are no one-shotting, there is no death button build, and T2 is more than enough to be competitive. 2 people cooperating will always beat 1 person playing alone. And yeah, I feel like this game is fantastic, man. Basically. I also feel like my what's it called? My ability to speak English becomes worse by the second. Because I'm tired and hungry or something. And also the quality of my gameplay is lacking. Yeah. I got greedy. I wanted to go and fight my mate in a duel, and I ignored an AI that just shot me to bits. Now I'm in my heavy Ravager. This guy is so powerful that should be able to take out that guy and still be rather unplaced. But he's weak against heat, and I'm not dodging because I don't know, not very smart. Because I suck at this game. So yeah, I think we are gonna call it a night. But it's been fun though. It's been real fun. I haven't streamed for some time now. It's been brilliant to have had the opportunity to do it. I really like hanging out with you guys. I find it humbling that you will spend your time watching me play. If you like what I'm doing, consider liking and subscribing to the stream. Hey, my one widget down there on the left worked. So Techno 1978, thank you for subscribing to my stream. And at the same time, I can say with 100% certainty that another of my widgets, I guess, doesn't work. Well, that's best for another day. Thank you for watching, General Disarray. It's always a pleasure playing with you. Of course, I understand work has to take priority, because this is not work, it's fun. And we all have lives that we need to prioritize over gaming, sadly. Or sadly, I don't know. I, for one, pretty pleased with my life. I hope you guys are as well. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.